Have you ever wondered what it would look like to hire your own VA or virtual assistant? Well, in today's video, I want to show you exactly how I go about the process of hiring a virtual assistant for myself as well as for our clients to be able to help you be able to get your own virtual assistant. What's up, guys? This is Philip Sessions, owner of Refined VA, here to help you with all things virtual assistant. So if you need help getting your own virtual assistant, watch this video, but also reach out if you have any additional questions. But with that, we're going to be sharing our screen, really going behind the scenes to show you exactly what you need to do to be able to find your own virtual assistant. And some of this is a little bit extra because I'm showing you literally the process of how we vet them and then show them to our clients and everything. So if you happen to have your own virtual assistant agency, this will probably be helpful for you also. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and share my screen here to show you a lot of behind the scenes of exactly how we hire a VA. So let me start off with Asana. And so this is where we put all of this. I have a recruiter in-house that helps me out. We'll go through Bethany's VA replacement. So give some information on her, as you can see here, what her website is, what time zone, and then what are they looking for? Full-time, part-time, bookkeeper, everything like that. In this case, we already had somebody we were looking for, and then the preferred rate there. So then once we know that, what we end up doing is going over to OnlineJobs.ph. And you see there's a lot of messages here right now, but what we end up doing is go to the job post. This is a great platform for you to be able to recruit from. This is where we get a majority of our people. So let me find it. So if I click here, this is closed. So we put in expected salary, stuff like that. But we actually use ChatGPT to actually help us come up with what are we looking for, key areas, responsibility, qualifications. And we'll also talk to our clients, make sure that looks like what they're wanting and everything if they don't tell us exactly. So if I go over to ChatGPT, I might be able to find one real quick for you. Won't be the exact one, but let's say this video editor job description. So another one, we were also looking for a video editor. Literally put in here, hey, I want a video editor that specializes in YouTube and short form content. And boom, it spits it out. I usually get rid of the about us, role overview. Sometimes I keep it, sometimes I don't. And then responsibilities and requirements. And then you see bonus skills. And you can put what we offer if you want, as if you're offering some additional stuff for your VA that you're trying to get. But ChatGPT really helps make this clear and concise. I'll go in and add in what's specific to what we're trying to do and everything. But going back to OnlineJobs.ph, once we do that, once we post it, you'll see we get a lot of messages. So we essentially go through all of these messages. We figure out who we want, and then we start to take notes on that. So you can see here, but we take these notes here and we put them in a Google Doc. And so what we do is, take notes on who they are, what their availability is, skills, things like that. And you can see we have that. We have the resume there. And for us internally, it allows me to be able to look at that and then be able to interview the VA. But as for our clients, it allows us to be able to send that over to them to be able to review who they are. And then we go through and do a final interview from there. All right. So one of the things that we actually do here is we go through, we vet them, and then we pick out the top 4 to 5 and we send those over to our client from there. And that's where we end up doing the final interview. As far as bookkeeping, it's a little bit more difficult to do, kind of like a trial, whereas like if you got your video editor, what we did was we actually got them to edit one short video real quick so we can get a feel for who they are and how well they can do with their video edits and everything. And you could go in a little bit deeper and ask them to track the time if you want, but you could get them to do a test. But honestly, that test should be within an hour. It shouldn't take them 24 hours, or you shouldn't be trying to do free work with any of these tests that you're doing like that. But the purpose of the test is really see their skills, especially if it's something like video editing. But if it's bookkeeping or social media management, you might be able to look and see, well, more social media management than bookkeeping. But with social media management, especially, you can see their portfolio, what they've worked on, maybe how they've helped increase accounts and everything like that. So you can look at some of those key metrics that you would want when it comes to a social media manager and be able to do that. So some of the things that we look out for when it comes to the interviews is, are they available to work right now? We want to make sure that they're available to work. If they're working somewhere, what's the situation there? Why are they looking to leave? Because we don't want that to happen to us as well. And what are, we want to make sure that they can work on our hours, which is in whatever time zone you're in. So for me, I'm in Eastern Standard Time. So I want to make sure that they can work in my hours, roughly the 9 to 5 hours, if you will, during the day, which would be nighttime there in the Philippines. But they are pretty used to working those hours. So it's usually not a big deal. But we really want to make sure that they're going to be good with that. And then not only do we want to see their technical skills or the skills that are necessary for the job, but we also want to see those soft skills. We want to see, are they going to be a good fit for our company culture? Are we going to get along? Things like that. We don't want them to be exactly like us because we're trying to offload something we don't like, but we want to make sure that they are somebody that's going to be competent for that role, that's going to be compatible with us, so we can start to lead them in everything. So once we have those notes, like I mentioned from the pre-screening, what then we do is send that off to our client. And then we go back for a final interview with them where they will interview them. We'll be there to help address any questions as needed. And then basically we offer them a job and start from there. So the process really isn't that complicated. And obviously for us, it's a little bit more complex because we add in a second interview or an initial interview pre-screening. But for you, probably would be good to have something like a video intro that they can do for you. Then obviously their resume, you need to be able to review that, see if they have any references that maybe you can reach out to. And then if you're doing something technical like video editing or social media management, you could get them to actually create some kind of video for you, or you could have them maybe create like a post for graphic design, something really quick that they can do. But it's not about getting them to do something for free. It's about making sure that they do something so you can see their style, see if when you give them a task that they're going to do it roughly speaking what you would want them to. You can't expect them to do exactly. I feel like I had to say that. Some people, it's obvious that's the case, but some people it's not. So I just want to make sure that I say that. Just to recap on everything, use ChatGPT to figure out your job description. Take that, go over to OnlineJobs.ph, put it in there as your job post, and then wait for the resumes to come in. Honestly, 24, 48 hours is probably good enough, especially, well, depending on the role and what time you do it. If you do it on the weekend, I've noticed it takes a little bit longer, but if you're doing it during the week, there are a lot more responses to job postings. So, and the holidays also play a big factor into that. So if it's not a holiday or not a weekend, you'll probably be able to wait just 24 to 48 hours, and you'll notice you'll probably get at least 100 applicants for your role, as long as it's not a specialized role. And then from there, what I would do to help really filter that down is get rid of people that are really low on their hourly requested rate and then really high above your range as well. A lot of them are willing to negotiate. So they may say, let's say they say, hey, I can come in at $6. You might actually be able to get them down to 4. I've even had some that I've gotten down to $3 an hour because the budget was more where I wanted at $3. Now, probably could have went up to 4 or 5 in the moment, but I wanted to make sure that I had somewhere for them to go as well. And a lot of them are willing to negotiate, whether it be a 90-day trial or anything like that. And sometimes that's what we have done as well, that we say, hey, we're going to start you at $3 an hour. At 90 days, if you've done really good, we'll go ahead and bump you up to $4 or $5 an hour and really give them those bumps and everything. But that's how we go about our process of hiring a virtual assistant. So if you have any more questions, please leave a comment, let us know what you think, and subscribe to the channel so we can continue to help you with all things virtual assistants.